Hey, what's going on guys, MYTHIC here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Grixis control deck for standard best of one. So, the whole goal of this deck is to kill your opponent's early threats, counter some spells, draw some cards, and take over the game with some late Haymaker Planeswalkers. We're going to get into the Kaldheim cards first because a lot of this stuff is fairly standard from whatever we played in Zendikar. So we'll start off with my favorite card in the deck, Valki, God of Lies / Tibalt, Cosmic Imposter. So we're going to start with the Valki side, as it is the cheaper, this side is probably going to come down more often. So when it ETBs, each opponent, there's only one opponent because we're playing standard, reveals their hand, and then you exile a creature card they revealed that way until Valki leaves the battlefield. Then you can pay that creature's CMC. Mind you, you can do this at instant speed, which is pretty important as well, and you can transform Valki into a copy of that creature, right? One thing that I did think when I first read this card, and even when I went into my first couple games with it, is that if I transformed Valki by paying the mana cost, then that whatever creature I turned into, once that creature was killed, the opponent wouldn't get the creature back, right? Because it's turning into a copy of that creature, so technically all the text Valki has is gone, but the way it works in Arena is whatever card you exiled is still under Valki, so even if you've turned it into a copy of something, whenever that creature dies, they do get it back. So just an interaction to note, I was listening to the Craft podcast and they were talking about how you actually do. So if you don't want to take my word for it, play some games with the card. It happens, trust me. It feels real bad. Now we're going to talk about Tibalt, but hey, aside from that, really cool card, can really slow your aggro opponents down and force them to answer one of their own creatures, so I really like it. The fact that it is a 2-drop and a 7-drop means it's not clogging up your opening hand with a 7-mana Planeswalker, so if you have nothing else to do on 2, you can always just play the Valki out against creature matchups and hold it against more control-y decks. So yeah, that's my whole rant on Valki. We're going to go to Tibalt now. Crazy card. When it ETBs, you get an emblem, and that emblem states that you can play cards exiled by Tibalt as though you can play them and you can pay mana as though it was mana of any color, right? So this is so powerful because it's an emblem, meaning the +2 is essentially a draw 2. You're going to draw one card off your library and off your opponent's, and even if the opponent kills the Tibalt, you are going to be able to have access to those cards for the rest of the game. Same thing for if you exile the target artifact or creature, then you can play it for the rest of the game, and so on and so forth with the graveyard. So really powerful Haymaker, can answer a threat and generate a ton of card advantage even after it's answered. So we absolutely love Tibalt in this deck. Moving on, we have Saw It Coming. So I'm trying out some Foretell stuff in this deck. We have Saw It Coming and Behold the Multiverse. So Saw It Coming, Foretell 2, and then you play 1 and a blue to counter anything. So a hard counter for 2 mana is really powerful, but obviously it's the drawback of having to foretell it on turn 2, and despite having a lot of plays on 2, you don't always have one, and if you have nothing better to do, let's say we're against a control deck and just holding up Heartless Act doesn't do anything, you can foretell this to get a discounted turn where maybe you draw off your tome and counter a spell. Anyways, I think this might be more powerful than Neutralize, but we still have to test it out, and new format, beginning of the format, definitely worth trying. We're going to get onto the other Foretold card, Behold the Multiverse. It kind of reminds me of Chemist's Insight, and it's just a 4-mana draw 2. You also get the Scry, and you also have the Foretell. But Chemist's Insight had the Jumpstart, so you can activate it twice. It's sort of weird. It's like, I'd say they're about the same power level. Maybe this one's a bit better, maybe this one's a bit worse. Still, I do think it's worth testing out the Foretell mechanic to see how powerful it is in constructed play. And that's what we're trying to do here. Another fun thing is the opponent doesn't know what card we foretold, right? So if earlier they had seen a Foretold Saw It Coming, or just a hardcast Saw It Coming, and we have a Behold the Multiverse in our Foretell zone, that means that they will probably be playing around counter magic. So getting up in the opponent's mental space can be pretty cool at this, with the 2 blue Foretell cards in the deck. Last main deck Kaldheim card is King Narfi's Betrayal. When it ETBs, or the saga, where you get the first tick, each player mills 4 cards, and you may exile a creature or planeswalker card from each graveyard. And then until your next turn, you can cast those spells and pay mana of any color as if it were, you know, mana of that color to cast those spells. So a weird kind of 3 mana draw to. You kind of like draw one thing off your deck, so maybe we're hitting Valky. Worst case, we get like a Bone Crusher Giant. We can recast a Kroxa. Maybe if you play this on 3, we can play an Ashiok on 5. You guys get what I'm saying, right? And we can exile something important from the opponent and maybe play it. Sort of a weird card. It's a Dimir Saga. It is blinkable, but I do think it's worth trying out. I don't think it's super powerful, but hey, new season, new set, just testing some stuff. And that's really it for the Kaldheim cards. We have the Pathways, just mana fixing, super key. Snowlands don't do anything in this deck. They're just super pretty and can throw our opponents off and maybe make them believe we are running snow synergies. Aside from that, we have all types of cheap removal in these cards. Kroxa to grind our rogue opponents to dust, and another reason to be in red. It's the only double red card, and Sut Cumming's the only double blue card, so our mana isn't too bad, and the pathways really do help. Maze My Tome, draw some cards, gain some life. Hand Hate and removal spell make your rogue opponents miserable. You guys know Bone Crusher Giant. Sweeper, and powerful planeswalkers to take over the game. One castle, because it's the most powerful one. Drawing cards is better than anything else we can do. A couple temples, passage, but yeah, aside from that, list is fairly standard. It will be in the description down below, as always. And if you like the deck, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like on the video. It would really help me out, and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's it for this, guys, and we will get on to the games. Okay, up against Rack Daddy. If you're not on Rakdos, I'm gonna freak. Mana's a bit weird. We're missing blue. We have like a 1, 2, 3. Hopefully we find blue. I think it's keepable, but not ideal. Rack Daddy on white? Ah, it's gotta be cap. Great, second Ashiok. It was a sketchy keep, in all honesty. But 1 blue source, and we're pretty sorted. We are also going to need... I mean, the mana is difficult. We're in Grixis, right? It's to be expected. Speaker and Selfless Savior. Yup, as predicted. Man, Rack Daddy really on mono white. Just throw me off like that. Okay, so... Tapland, Bloodchief's Thirst. The opponent's going to sack the Savior, but it's okay. We can hopefully hit the Speaker with our Nightmare next turn, which is why I played the Lochthwain, because Kroxa isn't coming back for a while. Oh man, opponent on triple protection cards. Jeez. Okay. And we've drawn exclusively our Rakdos pathways, so that's interesting. Could use 1 blue one, but hey, we're probably going to put this next one on red. Hello, opponent. And then, yeah, so after we put it on red, we're hopefully going to draw a island off the top or something. Yeah, I'm not surprised the opponent's just mass protecting the Speaker. Man, 3 protection effects into 3 removal spells. Oh, look at that lag. Into a Mothra? Jeez. Okay. Aspirant. Well, Aspirant's about to come down. Or, you know, about to get discarded. And an Extinction event would be appreciated as well. We'll get the Tome down. Tome's actually a pretty good draw. It means we can also reset the Broodmoth. We'll put a stop at our upkeep and pass the turn. Alright. Plenty of answers, we just have to find them. And if the opponent plays anything out, then Broodmoth is for sure dead if we can resolve this Ashiok. Alright, take 4. Just trying to take my scry. Looking for a blue source. We have plenty in the deck. Blue source, easy, guys. I mean, we do have like all these pathways, Fabled Passage, actual islands. I'm not surprised we hit one. Clearwater Pathway, Ashiok Nightmare Muse. Opponent probably wasn't expecting that. Playing exclusively Rakdos pathways. And I mean, we kind of sack Ashiok here, but it's definitely worth it. We have another. We also have card advantage and burst life gain off the tome eventually. So I really like our position here. I'm not worried. And 4 cards in the yard, meaning Croxa can come back pretty soon. It's about to be 5. What you gonna play? Another speaker. Okay. We have to watch out for that life total. It's almost at 27. And I think we'll scry again, but not on upkeep. Just trying to get the, you know, the counter up. All right, so that would be land 6. And land 6, oh, that actually fills our yard for the Croxa. Wait, does it? 5, and that's 6, yep. So, weird, but I am going to keep this. Play it out. And grab another blue. So we have all our mana sorted. Double of every color. We're going to need another black at some point to start drawing with the castle, but I am not worried. It's the color of mana we have the most of. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that also takes our opponent off 27 life. And lets us draw with the tome. So we might just see a concession right here. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. But they can't top deck out of it. They can draw like Skyclave Apparition, exile this Croxa, and then we're feeling kind of bad. Plains. Easy. Alright. Drop. I mean, Selfless Savior's holding priority, but it's not like they're just going to sack it for absolutely no reason. So now we get to chill. Bone Crusher Giant and more land. Alright, that's pretty good. We'll get an attack in. We can start being the aggressor. Let's go. And then we're going to get Ashiok down and play out this land. Hold up either Stomp or card draw off the tome. But yeah, this takes them down 3 life minimum. And then whatever they do or do not block. An option they have is block with the speaker and then sack the savior to it. But that's also kind of risky. I have this. So what's more important? I don't think we need much more red. I think we just put this on blue. And yeah. I was just making sure the auto tapper didn't screw me over. We do need double blue for Saw It Coming. Make it 2-3. Pass the turn. Let's go. We can always do some cheeky stomping if the opponent sacrifices their savior for whatever reason. Oh, and they're flooding out. Yeah, that was it for them. But in all honesty, from this point, I don't think they can win. They can top deck pretty much anything they want. And with an Ashiok, a Tome, and a Croxa, like, we're probably going to be okay. Okay, against Obosh, so probably Adventures. Man, weird hand. It's like slow but fine, so we can go for it. Bone Crusher Giant makes this keepable, despite how badly I want to mulligan. So we're going to start off fetching red. Turn 1 Innkeeper, easy. Alright, so this is like Teamer Ultimatum, and we have the answers, we just actually have to draw the answers. And there was another Bone Crusher on top of my deck. There's a Saw It Coming, so that can be pretty important. That makes me want to play this on blue right now. And we'll just stomp this, get it out of the way. Don't want that drawing any cards. So Saw It Coming is important because Ultimatum, but we have to survive until Ultimatum can happen. Alright, nice. I can just slam Giant here and start being super aggressive. Or I can hold up Saw It Coming. I can foretell Saw It Coming. Weird decisions. What would I even counter on 3? Like, I wouldn't counter a Cultivate. So, I mean... let's just play Bone Crusher out. Get a body on the board. Be mana efficient. Passage can be my black source. And they might be missing land, which is... I mean, that would explain the passage. Nope. Yeah, Cultivate. So glad I played the Giant. I wouldn't counter that. We have more important things to counter. This puts them on 4. That's 5. So we'll start by attacking. Yep, 4 more hits and we get it. Just saying, clock is still technically present. Alright, grab a swamp. Can play out the tome and then foretell Saw It Coming. I don't hate that. It would require me tapping out, but I really do just want this on 7. So I mean, I could have tapped it however, but we're gonna foretell here instead of drawing a card, which that could be a mistake, honestly. Drawing a card is better for hitting my next land, which I do want to hit my lands, but foretelling Saw It Coming means if I don't hit my land, I can hold up Saw It Coming plus the tome draw in the future. So a weird spot. Alright, and the opponent just ramps even harder, which is like fine. And next turn, we're going to be really glad we foretold that. That is if they do have the ultimatum. If they just slam Bone Crusher Giant, then it's kind of whatever. But yeah, we're falling really behind on mana, as is typical. And Bone Crusher Giant, no Stomp, no Innkeeper. So that feels pretty good. Let's scry. I don't think I want another Ashiok. And we find land. Okay. So how am I playing this? I mean, we're going to play this on black. Let's attack, see if the opponent wants to trade. They probably do. And we can pass here. Feeling pretty good. Could have also slammed Ashiok on empty board. Terror. Terror isn't great, but it can resolve for now at least. So opponent either doesn't have ultimatum or doesn't have 7th land. There's 7th land, opponent doesn't have ultimatum, okay. Let's draw, see if we could find a Heartless Act. Nightmare. Oh, it's not quite it. Valky, nice. Valky can actually show me their entire hand. Ashiok resets this terror. I'm game. If they don't have ultimatum, then I don't need to hold up Saw It Coming all that much. So, I mean, it really comes down to, did you top deck ultimatum? Unless they're trying to play around counter magic. And they can brazen borrow something, but they definitely can't stomp anything. So, we'll see. Other cultivate, that's fine. So I have powerful planeswalkers like Valky at 7, Ugin on 8. But a ultimatum kind of just laughs in the face of these slam planeswalkers. Alright, so they just replay Terror, so I don't think they're bluffing it, like bluffing having it. I just legitimately don't think they have it. They can buy Obosh here. No Obosh. So scry for land. What does my turn look like next turn? I think I'm scrying, looking for a Heartless Act. Maybe land. Land. It gets me closer to Ugin and Valky or Tybalt. So sure. It's also double red. Weird spot, guys. I want to have 2 mana for my Tome draw, 2 mana for my Saw It Coming, meaning I can play 2 other mana. So do I play Valky? I mean, it just gets shot down by the opponent, right? And their terror. Let's start here. Ugin can take care of it when the time comes. Maybe I do just play Valky, or we can hold open Stomp technically. The opponent plays Bone Crusher Giant, we take 8 to the face plus another 5, which is bad. We can also counter whatever they try to cast, but I really would rather counter an ultimatum, but we might not have the choice. At 7 lands, this can also just take out the terror and solve all our problems. So maybe it is just the Nightmare. Alright, I'm going for the Nightmare because I'm planning on countering a Beanstalk Giant. And, like, assuming that's their play. And if they draw Genesis Ultimatum into Genesis Ultimatum, we're covered. Right, like we can go, oh, so it is Brazen Borrower. Alright, that's my token. That's fine. Right, so next turn we get to peek at their hand, take any spell. Oh, it's not spell. Instant sorcery. I'm just really afraid of Genesis Ultimatum because I can handle the creature game. Alright, well, that can't resolve, and we're covered next turn, so... They can go Brazen Borrower, Bolt 3. And they do. On the Ashiok. Alright, so I'm missing that 1 land drop. Did I even miss a land drop? It feels like I did. Ouch. Okay. I'm gonna scry for it, because I feel like I need to get down Valky. Nope. Let's go, let's go. Land. Uh-oh. Now we're in poop. Ultimatum. Easy. Easy ultimatum, guys. I think the whole reason they didn't play that was because they thought I foretold a Saw It Coming. Which, if that's the case, that's a Godum moment. Alright, so let's main phase Behold, I think. Tap, like... This gives us the best shot of actually hitting something. And the reason I'm doing this main phase is because I want to hit my... I can actually foretell it and then cast it. I think we're just main phase Beholding. Oh, guys. Oh, guys, I need this eventually. I'm going to need this stuff eventually, but right now I do think the most important thing is my land. Mate! Just absolutely nothing coming. Okay, we have no lands in this deck. Oh my god, there's no lands in this deck. We have to... I'm trying to get Ugin to wipe this board. I'm trying to get Valky to clean something up. Alright, I think we have to Bone Crush the Brazen Borrower. We did draw an Extinction Event, so that's pretty good. But I don't think we can afford to take all this bop damage. Like, this is 8 to the face, guys. Like, we're getting low. And this is another 8. So I'm minimizing damage taken by 3 here. I mean, maybe it was better to foretell Saw It Coming. But if I draw land, which I don't even hit land again. Jesus. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna play Tome. I have to hit these lands, guys. And we're gonna go Extinction Event. Odd, just make sure. So, yeah, the play last turn might have been just take that extra 3 points of damage and have this in Foretell. And then in case they top deck Genesis Ultimatum, we're covered. They play Obosh. Let's go. Land. Acquired. Okay. I think we have to slam Valky now. I can go for Giant jump the Obosh for a turn, but I don't think that's even it. So let's go. Tybalt down. I keep saying Valky, just bear with me. Alright. Taken out. So that's technically part of our hand now, which is pretty cool. Now let's hope the opponent doesn't just rip a Genesis ultimatum and kill me. That's fine. My turn. Okay, second Tybalt slash Valky. We'll start here. Oh man, do we still not even... we don't even find any more lands. I mean, I can kind of go crazy right now. Can play this at all times. There's absolutely no rush. So I can hold open slot coming, or I can just foretell it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 6 mana. I think I just want to foretell this. Because we're having mana issues, actually, we'll tap blue, black. Blue... I think I'm overthinking it, guys. We'll draw... land! We find land, guys. Okay, let's get a bit more black down and pass. So technically we can counter something and we have Stomp open. Woohoo! You thought... We're gonna need 2 more of those, and I put one to the bottom. Because the opponent has 2 more ultimatums. Alright. Let's do this. I mean, I can just Stomp face right now. Use my mana efficiently. And I can upkeep Scry, I don't think I need to. Oh yeah, let's shuffle this deck. Let's shuffle that Sut coming right back into the deck. Get some more blue. Plus Tybalt. Make no mistake. I can start going pretty crazy with these creatures. So... we'll start with Terror. Terror's down. So do I start being super aggressive right now? I can play out the Nightmare. I don't think that's particularly good because if they top deck the ultimatum, they just slam it. So... Bone Crusher? Sorry, not Bone Crusher. Lovestruck Beast. Oh, I can't cast the actual... Okay, very funny. Obosh might have been important to get down at some point. Sorry guys, there's just so many options, and they rip it! They fucking rip it! Alright. Do they just rip another Terror and kill me? Oh my god, they do! Okay, well, I'm gonna scry to see if I had taken a draw, if I would have hit the Sot coming. I want to hit Croxa. Yeah, piss off. Oh my god, guys. Opponent rips 3rd ultimatum. Jesus Christ. Well, you guys saw how a potent Tybalt can be, but oh man, I just... yeah, magic's gonna magic, right guys? Okay, hand seems really good. We kind of look like Rakdos Control. We have a nice clean curve. And yeah, we'll see if we can take out whatever this is going to be. On the draw is the only slight concern. Nightmare is always better on the play. And oh boy guys, I am getting real tired. So this is probably going to be the last game of the video. And opponent mulligans. Nice. Give me that sweet, sweet advantage. I mean, I say advantage, we're still on the draw, and we can still definitely lose to a mulligan. Green. Goose. Okay, this can be a bunch of things. Let's get this one down first. We're good on land for a minute. Yeah, no, this goose can be plenty of matches. It could be Jund Sacrifice, mono green food, which it looks like it's mono green food. It could have been some weird Abzan pile just starting on a plains. And so to get the tome down or to just kill the goose right now, opponent will have access to 4 mana next turn, and 4 mana can do a lot of damage. So I think we're just going to play this on blue. And we're gonna stomp the goose before it can do anything too dangerous. I mean, they can flash, you know, like a Wildborn Preserver right now. No, yeah, I didn't think so. Not many people are running that. But yeah, that's why we prioritize killing the goose over the tome. Okay, so it wouldn't have particularly mattered. But now we have to be prepared to face the Great Henge with no immediate answer. Oh man, not too excited to deal with that. Man, on the play we would have had Nightmare a turn earlier. We would have had Extinction Event a turn earlier. I'm just thinking absolute worst case scenario. So we can play Bone Crusher Giant. We can just play Tome. We can play Elspeth's Nightmare and maybe get a permanent later. I think we just play Tome and play Temple. Try to find our big haymakers. Because we already have 5 lands, we're going to need a way to deal with the Henge should one come down. Alright, opponent's gonna smack me in the face for 5. Best case scenario is they just play a bunch of creatures with odd CMC. You know what? We take that. Can't complain about just them slamming a Wicked Wolf. And even though I might need the cards off this tome, I think I'm gonna need the life as well, considering the position we're in. Saw it coming. Oh, this can counter. But I think we'd be way too far behind just holding up counter magic against this deck. That's a good draw. That's a very good draw. So we can eliminate the Mammoth. Do I want to thin my deck? I mean, I put lands on the bottom, so it's not technically thinning. It'd actually make it less, well, more likely that we draw land. So we're going to put this on red. And we're going to hold up Tome Draw as well as eliminate. I can eliminate the Mammoth in response to a landfall trigger. So, which is why I'm not doing it during my turn. And what's holding their priority is the Wicked Wolf offering them to eat food. Which I don't think you're going to do for absolutely no reason. Well, sorry guys, for the +1/+1 counter to increase my clock just a little bit more. No Extinction Event that turn because I am just trying to get a bigger one. Alright, so they're going to go to attackers. Sure. And we'll take out the Kazandu Mammoth. If they haven't played a Henge yet, I don't think they're going to have one. Okay, opponent does sack the food for an extra point of damage. I could have taken 3 and seen what the opponent plays out, like if they play out more odd creatures, but yeah, no, they don't play anything else. We'll take the draw step. Kroxa, not bad. Not a bad combo with Kroxa either. I think we just play this out and play out our land and pass the turn. So just trying to draw another card off the tome. Kogla comes down. Well, guys, on the bright side, we are going to have a nice juicy Extinction Event. Even. Let's fetch black. And take a draw step. More land is fine right now. It's actually the only thing we're missing. And, yep. start out here, go for even, just make damn certain we click that. Play this out, and I can either draw from the tome or take a card from their hand. I think we're going to do that instead. I think leaving them with less options is better right now. And okay, what's our mana looking like? Double blue, double red. It's a little weird. I think I'm going to get more blue though. Oh, said I was going to play the freaking Croxa. Whatever, drawing a card is fine too. Feasting Troll King. Nice, exile target. Sorry guys. I mean, it's arguably fine just to draw the card anyways, so very minimal misplay. Whereas last game might have been riddled with them. Okay. Cool. Let's go for this. Even. I know. Pretty wild. We're gonna play this on red. And we have plenty of options. We can go for the King Narfi's Betrayal, which I've been pretty disappointed with all day. Now we're just going to take their last card, though. Who am I kidding? If it's a Troll King, I'm going to be physically upset. It's a henge. Nice. They drew a henge somewhere in there, and it wasn't turn like 4-ish. Okay, so what do we go for now? Can reanimate Croxa. And just start putting the beat down on them. Can you go for King Narfi's Betrayal, pick like a Mammoth and a Bone Crusher Giant, but I think we have enough card advantage right now that we're just happy to reanimate this. Leave everything with the Bone Crusher Giant for a other potential betrayal. And yeah, this is sort of the exact matchup we're built for. Creature decks, we kind of dookie on those. Let's foretell this. I could have played it before the Croxa, and then if I hit land, played land and Croxa. Tangled Florahedron. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's not looking too good for this guy. I probably would have conceded after that, but you know. We're trying to see if we can hit some cool cards like Tybalt and just go nuts. Yeah, there you go. Eat it. Can behold now, or I can behold later. We're gonna play this on black. I don't think our mana particularly matters right now. We can burn our opponent for 3 again. Can go for the Betrayal. Yeah, let's go for the Betrayal. This will help us find Tybalt. Just looking to cast him. I don't think we particularly need him. Yeah. Oh, we put a Troll King in their yard. No. Actually, we can just exile it. Valky and Troll King. Done. End turn. Yeah, opponent just got absolutely picked apart. I know. Pretty crazy combo, huh? I mean, they're dead on board to Croxa. If they draw a creature and I remove it, yeah, that's just... We have lethal, but I want to play Valky. Oh no, they have the foods. What am I saying, guys? I'm sorry, I'm getting really tired. But hey, I say lethal. I don't know what they can really do to stay alive through this. I mean, the only thing we really do need is land. I mean, I'll take the Lochthwain, but... Yeah, okay, we could have also just stalled out first, saw it coming. Oh, can you... so sick.
Trickery is just a hobby.
I'm gonna plus Tybalt. Look at all those sweet, sweet cards, guys. This is what we call absolute domination. I mean, we'll play out the tome. I don't even need a foretell saw it coming. So this Grixis controlled, and opponent's letting me play it out, so mad respect to them. We can just put them out of their misery right now. Can play their Troll King. Their yard is gone. Jeez. Man, I have lethal like 10 ways. We're just gonna nice and cleanly take out the mammoth. I think they could have drawn with this. No, they can't. It doesn't even have 4 power. Hey, we can play it now. I'm gonna hit him with that GG. No BM at all. Crazy respect for letting me play it out with Tybalt. Whew. And that's it for tonight, boys and girls. Alright guys, and we are back. So, for the record, this deck does not bode too well against control decks, but that's why best of 3 exists. If you are going to play it in best of 3, just fill your deck with all types of answers to like Yorion, Doom Foretold, Blink stuff. That's really what I would focus on. Maybe a bit of graveyard hate, that type of thing, but the main deck is very built for aggressive matchups, and we can kind of tangle with control decks. We have more late game card draw counter magic and stuff like that, but really our forte is aggro decks. And King Narfi's Betrayal wasn't that great today. A lot of the time I drew it and I was like, well, I mean, on curve it doesn't do much, but later in the game it's good fuel for your Croxa, and it can sort of help you find whatever planeswalker you're looking to get to. I don't know, it's a strange card. Definitely wouldn't play more than one ever, and I might even cut the one. We'll see. I'm going to tweak this list, play a couple more games, not tonight though, because as I previously stated, I am freaking tired. So that's it for today, guys. Again, deck list will be in the description down below, and I will hopefully catch you in the next one. Peace out.